In today's digital world, technology can sadly be used in harmful ways. One growing issue in the UK is what we call tech abuse, and that's when phones, apps, and online tools are used to track, monitor, or spy on someone. Not everyone is tech savvy. So, this short video is here to raise awareness and explain just 5 ways that this can happen. It's not a full guide, but it is a starting point to help you understand how abuse can play out in the digital age. If you want more in-depth information, you can simply search online for tech abuse and you'll find detailed advice and resources. One of the more straightforward and easy ways that somebody can get control of your phone is to install an app on it. If they know your password, they can really quickly download something called Spyware or a tracking app in seconds. Imagine somebody saying, "Can I just borrow your phone for a minute? Mine's died." Some of these apps run in the background and can be completely hidden. They can track your messages, calls, location, and even record sound. Many are cheap and free to download, so you need to think about how are you going to protect yourself from this. I would say check your phone regularly for apps that you don't recognize. You can go into settings and see what apps you have there. I'm showing you now on my iPhone. And you can see what apps have access to your location, your camera, or your microphone. Use really strong, unique passwords and do keep your device locked when not in use. If you do think your phone's been compromised or that somebody has put an app on there or some spyware, then you can do a full factory reset, but of course, only if that's safe to do so. If you think you are in danger and that somebody has done that, then I would thoroughly recommend that you speak to a domestic abuse person or the police first. You can see here I've checked for hidden apps as well, and on my phone there are no hidden apps. Next up, we have smart trackers like AirTags. There are other types of AirTags, not just the ones from Apple. There are really cheap alternatives that you can buy on Amazon. Tracking devices are tiny. AirTags are a real growing concern when it comes to tech abuse because abusers can hide them in cars, in handbags, or even in a child's toy to track your movements or your whereabouts. These devices, seriously, they are so cheap, they're widely available, and they're really, really tricky to spot. So do check your belongings regularly and do a more detailed Google search if you are interested in AirTags. Next up is cameras. Some cameras are very obvious, like your Ring doorbell, and that can be used to monitor what time someone comes home, what time they go out, who comes into the house and who leaves, that kind of thing. But what about hidden cameras? Now, these are things that can be disguised in clocks, pens, mirrors, key rings, or USB plugs, and you can get them for less than 30 quid. Sadly, they are misused in abusive relationships to monitor someone without their knowledge. I think that probably sounds quite scary, but the important thing is there are simple things that you can do to check. You can check for hidden cameras by looking for anything unusual around the house, especially something new and things that don't seem to have a clear purpose and that you didn't buy. You can also use the flashlight on your phone to scan a room because camera lenses often give off a small reflection of light when it hits them, but you can also buy inexpensive devices called camera detectors that can scan for signals of cameras. If you are worried though, or you have found something, please don't panic. You don't have to deal with this alone. The safest option is to get some specialist advice. And if someone has placed a hidden camera, it is so important that you contact a trusted organisation, someone like Refuge, Women's Aid, the National Domestic Abuse Helpline, or again the police, because they will help you plan your next step safely. Remember, most people will never experience this, but if you do, you don't have to face this on your own. Let's move on to smart speakers and home devices, things like the Ring doorbell, again, Google Home, Amazon Alexa. Smart devices are absolutely everywhere, even smart thermostats and baby monitors, and they're all meant to make our life easier, but they can be misused by abusers if someone else, like an abusive person, has access to the accounts that are linked to those devices. They'll be able to listen in on conversations, see when you're at home, Sometimes they have been known to turn lights on and off or turn the heating on and off if they've got access to that. And you can protect yourself by checking who's got access. If you go into the settings of each of those devices and review the list of users or connected accounts, change your password, make it strong and unique. You can look at the activity logs if they're available. For example, Alexa keeps a history of demands. If you're unsure and you don't feel confident that the device is safe, the simplest thing you can do is simply unplug it or turn it off until you've had chance to reset the account and secure it. Remember, these devices are supposed to work for you. It's absolutely okay to switch them off if you feel that they're being misused. And finally, let's talk about accounts and passwords and that kind of thing. Sometimes the simplest method of control is almost the most powerful thing, is somebody having access to your passwords, somebody just knowing what your passwords are so they can read your emails, your private messages, monitor your social media activity, access your online banking, or even impersonate you online. And this isn't just about abuse. This is about privacy and boundaries. Maybe you've shared a password with a partner, a friend, or even a family member. Ask yourself, how comfortable do you feel with this person having that level of access? Does this feel like trust, or does it feel like an invasion of your privacy? How can you protect yourself? Well, use strong, unique passwords for each account. Turn on your two-factor authentication wherever you can, and don't reuse passwords across multiple different accounts. And if you are going to struggle to remember all your passwords, most of us do, then make sure they're written down somewhere else that isn't in your phone. If you think someone's got access to a password and you're not comfortable with it, then you need to change it. But obviously, if you're in an unsafe situation, I would really recommend that you get advice before doing that, because obviously we know that that can escalate risk. But don't forget, your accounts are yours. It's not okay to feel pressured into sharing your passwords with anybody. I hope this video has been helpful to you or to somebody that you know. If you work with families or you work with adults, then you might have found this particularly helpful. Please do share it with your colleagues. And don't forget, there's lots of help out there. A simple Google search, tech abuse, will help you to find organisations that can give you much more detailed advice and support, to help you stay safe. And also, it is a bit scary, I can't lie. Things like this are scary, and particularly if this is happening to you or somebody that you know. Abusers go to great lengths to try and keep control over somebody that they want to abuse. And, we need to be as smart as we possibly can and try and stay one step ahead.